Welcome back, Minecraft with me, Sid, on Titanium Gaming server. Let me just get myself back into a sensible viewpoint. Not much to show you around here because I haven't done anything this side. However, I do believe I have some post. Somebody left me a golden helmet. I've also got a letter from Caleb, and Kasoma left me a pair of pink Uggs. Which I'm not really sure go with the rest of the armour there. But they could do for slippers. They might make nice lounging shoes, so we'll stick those in there and we'll have those for the house slippers. Yeah, so we got that. I'll stick that for the time being, and let's have a look. I think so Caleb wants to join my town, and he thinks a good name may be Surways, because it's the first town he ever had on Minecraft. I've actually come up with a town name. We'll put that on for now. And if I have a look at the town command right now, I'm currently Sidville, but let me get this right. I think it's town rename. No, town name. I can never remember half the towny commands. Town set name. That's the one. Town set name, and I'm going to call it Castle. Let me get this right. Eron. So that should now, yep, have my town set to Castle Eron. A couple of reasons. Let's just jump over to the town. Castle Eron was one of the castles in a book that I read by Michael Moorcock, and it is going to be a castle in the prime instance. So what have I done? What I've been up to? I suppose I should fill you in on what I've been doing. I started off trying to come up with the design for this tower that's on this rocky, prominent rocky outcropping. So this is the design I've come up with a bridge coming across, and then I'm going to have the castle walls are going to come all the way around here. Let me just turn fly on so you can see the plans from the air, so to speak. So that's the bridge over there. It supports, comes into this tower, which is going to be quite a tall tower. I haven't decided how many floors I'm going to stick on that yet, but this is going to come through to a walled off castle area here with a kind of, just noticed from the air that does look slightly suggestive of male genitalia, but it won't once it's finished. So we're going to have the gate here pointing out that way. This corner here is going to have a circular tower, but not one that goes to the ground. It's going to kind of protrude outwards, and obviously the hobo hut will go, and we'll be terraforming this somewhat. Yeah, so this is the design I've got, the very loose design I've got. Usual 2 wall thickness, which most people will know is fairly typical of one of my builds. So now I've got the first floor built, I can start to think about moving all the stuff over here in. Now, the other thing that I have done, or the other 2 things that I've done, is I've been strip mining. I decided to go down here, if I just jump down there, and this seemed to be a nice ideal place to, egg, don't mind if I do. This seemed to be an ideal place, so I started tunnelling in to build like a mine shaft, and about 5 or 6 blocks in I hit this nice chasm area. So I also hit, just over to the other side of there, a zombie spawner, which aren't spawning obviously because I'm in town and the mobs can't spawn, so I carried on down. I just left that zombie spawner as it was, harvested its mossy cobble. I also harvested the desert jungle temple for its mossy cobble. It had already been looted for all of its loot, and down here I put in a drop. Now hopefully this one, no, it worked again. I jumped down the other day when I was using vines and died horribly. So yeah, I've been strip mining. You can see on the mini map up there I've started strip mining out in different directions, and I've got well over a stack of diamonds actually out of this strip mining exercise so far. So I've upgraded all my armour now to diamond, none of it enchanted yet, although I'm only 5 levels off enchanting a book, and I've also got myself a nice diamond shovel. Nothing in that one. Got a few ores to smelt in there, a whole load of stuff in there, and this lot should be cooking up stone, which it is. So I'm going to stick the stone back in there, go and get some more cobble, because I'm going to need the stone for a lot of the work on the castle. Now to get up, I just put a simple water elevator in. I could have put ladders in, but I don't know, water elevator just seemed appropriate as soon as I got a water drop. Anyway, so what I'm intending to do this episode, oh god, nearly ran straight off into the drop again, is to turn this zombie thing into a mob spawner. Now, I didn't want to record 20 minutes of me digging a hole, so I've already dug out the spawning chamber, and it is exactly 4 blocks to a side from the spawner, so the zombies can only spawn in this. I've also double checked that this spawning area falls nicely into a plot, so I can turn the spawning on for this chamber or off as it suits me. This is going to drop down. We're going to have signs along here, water bringing it down to here, to this drop in here, where I will sit with my axe and basically pummel the zombies to death. Now, the first thing you're probably immediately saying is, but you haven't got a drop, so the zombies are coming down virtually unharmed, and that is actually by design. Pop. I love the sound of chickens laying eggs. Well, at least in this they don't really do that. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, the skills plugin we use on this server basically awards experience based on the amount of damage you do. So if you have a drop farm, you don't get as much experience per kill. So obviously you get the experience, the Minecraft experience as normal, but what you don't get, just have a munch on some bread there, what you don't get is the experience in your weapon of choice, in which case, in my case, axe. And if you look at the skills command there, you can see the various levels of experience I've got. So archery is level 14, unarmed is level 9, that's mainly from the old ender farm I have on the old world, where I just punch the enderman to death. Axe is at level 29, and these will then increase your chances of getting the specials. So with an axe it's knockback and criticals, swords it's increased damage, so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm quite happy to have to pummel the zombies twice with my axe, rather than doing it the once with my things. Now you can see I've got loads of mossy cobble, another pair of pink hugs. I think Kasoma's gone a little bit pink hug mad recently. They didn't completely loot it, they left things like the tripwire hooks and some of the pistons in place, so I had those while I was getting that temple out there. But what I want is wood to make some signs. I'll not use the nice jungle wood, even though I've got quite a bit of that. I will think so. I've got, let me get this right, 9 signs? 10 signs I need. So let's just, oh god, hammer this in here. That's 9, that's 12. That's more than enough, I think. Take that with me just in case. I can always make another crafting bench if necessary. And we'll go back and just get that spawner set up so I can use it. Needless to say, I'm not going to grind experience on video. That would be next to watching someone dig out a hole. Probably one of the most boring things I could possibly imagine. Bit of space down here. I've left it for chests because obviously these zombies, when I kill them, are going to leave drops. So let's get my signs for starters to trick them into coming off the edge here. And one there. I need that's to stop the water going down because obviously it's only a 4 block run. And then I need more water. Thought I'd got 2 buckets. I was wrong. Okay, so we'll get rid of the signs. Bucket. I'm just going to have a blob of water out of there. And we'll go and get the water flows set up. Now, nothing particularly clever here, as I say. The only thing is knowing the mob spawner mechanics, that they spawn within a 4x4 area, 4x4x3 technically, so I have made this a little bit wider than it needed to be. But this is just a fairly basic. Get in there. And you. Get some water. We'll just come down here and we'll stick one there, and we'll come over this way. Oh God! And stick one there. And just get me water back. I don't desperately need it, but I'll get it all the same. And we'll also bonk that torch off there, so we can jump in there. That drops us in, and that drops us down here. The world should be a good and happy place. And if I bonk that on there and then do plot toggle mobs, we should start to see. And of course the great thing with the zombie behaviour now is these guys are going to come to support each other when they spawn. So if there's a whole load in there and they're kind of pushing against the current to not come, plus of course the pathfinding will lead them automatically to me anyway. The only drawback is of course it's a single spawner, so it's going to be a lot of AFK waiting for spawns before we move on there. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's a whole batch of them, look. Just give him a little tap and see if we can get the others to come in his help. Die. So it's not going to be the fastest XP farm by a long shot. Because obviously for one, these guys are too close to the spawner to allow the mobs to spawn continuously. But yeah, so I'm going to just turn the mobs off for a second, and we can obviously come back here. So that's my mob spawning machine sorted. So what's next? Well, let's go, and first things first, I'm probably going to better grab some more cooked stone, and then we'll start looking at the next layer of that tower. That extra pool is just paranoia. It's also where I've set my fire home. If you've not come across my concept of fire homes before, it's a fairly simple concept. If, like me, and in fact, I wouldn't believe you if you told me you hadn't, you've fallen in lava or got set on fire and you're about to die. You've gone to empty your water bucket out, and of course the water bucket is dry, you need a quick way to extinguish yourself, and because we have homes, what I always create is a home F, or just for short fire, something I can really type in quickly and teleport straight into a pool of water and thus put the water out, the fire out. Bit cheaty perhaps, but you know, it works for me, and you know, I personally, I don't consider using the commands given on the server as cheaty anyway, because you know, it's a bucket server. We work within the rules of the environment we play in. So if we're playing on vanilla, we'd be working within vanilla rules, and so on and so forth. Right, I should have floating around. There's some more stone. I should have at least another stack. I've got a couple of stacks of those, and I should have not stone steps, a few of those kicking around as well. So what do I need? I need to make some more stone bricks. And I probably need to make more stone steps. Which we'll get there eventually. That should do us. And of course, the other nice thing with us being on a towny server is, on a towny town, is I actually need some, I don't need that wood, but I do need some dirt to nerd pole, is that we don't have to worry about mobs in the actual area we're building in. Get rid of those brains as well, I don't think I'll need them. Sticks, can I get rid of some sticks? Yeah. Oh, I did have enough levels to enchant a book, and I got knocked back too. So I haven't used that, because I really don't want knockback on this. Knockback would just be a pain. Okay, so yeah, this I've kind of done the double door bit there, and I've used pressure plates just to open that in and out. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do for stairs yet. I can't decide whether I'm going to do a spiral staircase that runs up here, whether I'm going to kind of come out from here and zigzag up that way. I'm really unsure on the stairs, so anybody got any ideas on that, feel free to suggest them, and if they're better than whatever I actually end up deciding on, then I'll certainly use them. Okay, right, so we're going to have the same kind of affair going on here. Stick a torch down on the middle block just to light up while I'm building here. Excuse me, got an itchy nose. Right, take that out for a second. I'm going to need to go and get some more glass as well, because I know I haven't got much here, if any, left. I think I used the last of it up. So we're going to have, let me get this right, that is going to be 3, so I need to go 1, 2, that's your 4th, that's your top of that pillar, 1, 2, 3, and that comes across, and then we have 1, 2, 3, something like that, and back into here where we go like that, and then finally the same cross-shaped full window. Now on this side here it is again same again. Pretty much like this. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Oh, well, yeah, that's not going to work very well, is it? Right, how are we going to do this? And yes, I do realise I could use my fly, but part of the challenge for me of building these, when I'm building for myself, is to do these things as legitimately as possible. So, oh well, lost a bit of dirt, I can live with that. And then we come in, oh god, back up like that, and in like that. So, if I recall correctly, my pattern goes solid block, solid blocks there, and then we went one, no, that's not right, I did them the other way around, didn't I? It was 1, 2, 1, 2, so 1, 2. Back to the same problem. Some dirt on the hotbar again then. And 1, 2. That goes like that. Better get rid of that dirt before I forget about it. Okay, so back in up like so. Oh god. More cobble. Again, I think cobble is a much maligned material. I think it has its uses, both historic uses, you know, for historic accuracy and for aesthetics. And a lot of people don't like the cobble. They say it looks ugly, but if you're ever fortunate enough to go and look out at like a 12th century castle, you will see that apart from the very large facing blocks on most castles, the bulk of the castle is made up of, for want of a better word, cobblestone aggregate stuffed in between walls as more or less kind of a ballast. So from a castle point of view, cobble is probably more realistic than having lots of large shaped blocks of stone. And I think it can look nice if it's mixed with the right materials and you get the right contrast pieces in as well. Okay, so that's all the cobble in. And then, oh, and I just happened to have cleared that stack while I was at it, so we go bang, bang. Let's just get some dirt scaffold around the edge. I can always claim that back later. Should make this a lot easier to build as well. Been amusing myself recently by sitting up here on the hill and trying to snipe mobs from long range, which is entertaining, you know, in a limited fashion. Okay, so here we're going to go, oh, I need to start one, I need to do that really. This is probably the, get these in place and everything becomes a lot easier. I need to say I'm not going to build all of this on camera because this would be just about as tedious as watching me dig a hole. But yeah, if I can get this level built, and then I'll continue building and possibly doing a few other little tweaks and twiddles as we go. How many steps have I got? Probably not enough. Oh god. And yep, so then we've got bang, bang, bang. Oh god, I need to put one in here. Bang. I'm not too worried about dirt. I'm going to have lots of dirt once I'm finished levelling this lot off. Oh, that wasn't a good idea, however, because I wasn't finished with that. So we should have one there, there and there. Now what we've got, let's take this scaffold out. Another thing you miss from, you play different systems, and obviously I'm playing a lot of Feed the Beast as well as vanilla Minecraft, and Feed the Beast actually has scaffolding, rather than having to rely on bits of dirt. And the scaffolding in Feed the Beast is actually quite clever, because once you've placed it, you only have to knock out the bottom block and the entire thing just cascades down, which is quite a nice feature, to say the least. And yeah, you do kind of miss things between versions, so to speak. Okay, so we need bang, 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 scaffold, that out, watch that I don't walk off the edge. That would be a bit embarrassing, to say the least. Okay, there we're around to there, and I'm out of stuffs. I need to figure out a way to, I'll have to come up with a way to get down from here, won't I? Oh well, for the time being, I think I'll just have to do it like this. And then we'll just have that knocked out like that. So, oh god, which way are you walking? So yeah, it's going up steadily. I'll continue this, get that last bit of scaffolding, and I'll also need to go and get a whole load of glass smelted. And I'm probably going to do maybe 2 or 3 levels this diameter, maybe even 4 levels this diameter, then 3 at a slightly narrower diameter. Or do I do it the other way around? 3 then 4 then... I don't know, I've got to get the ratios right, but I'm going to kind of taper it up and then have some kind of stereotyped orthancy claw at the top. Yeah, so that will do us there. Now these walls, again, once we get onto these are going to be about 3, maybe 4 blocks thick, which will allow me to add the 3-dimensional twiddles, and it will obviously encroach into here. So you know, if that's the outside, if this is the outside of the wall, you know, we're going to be coming to there, or even here on the build. But I'm going to have to smelt an awful lot of cobble before I think we get to the stage of making a serious impact on these walls. But yeah, anyway, that's I think I'll be back in a moment once we've finished off this build over here. Okay, well, we're back. We've got the second layer in terms of structure put on. I'm just smelting some sand. I've been and got some to make some glass, and find some space in the chest just to offload my stuffs, or some of my stuff anyway. That's enough. I only need 16 of those. Okay, let's just go and stick the glass in, and we can see that this is how this is shaping up. Now obviously I'm going to continue this off camera, continue building up, and by F as well there. Yep, so we're going to continue building this up to what I consider to be a reasonable height. Oh, I need more than 16. More than 16. Oh well, thought I miscounted. But if any of you have watched any of my other things where I've been building, you'll know that the one thing I am absolutely crap at is working out exactly what quantities of things I need to build things. Let's go back to the crafting bench. So the sooner I can dismantle this beastie and bring all of the contents over there, the better really. So at least I won't be having to go backwards and forwards. Okay, let's try that one more with feeling. And the other thing I'm not sure what to do with once I get this wall in is whether to make this a kind of a covered walkway. If it were straight rather than a diagonal, then I'd have no qualms about it. It would be a covered walkway. But with it being diagonal, that will make the roof that little bit harder. So there we go. So I'm going to need some more spruce and more jungle wood. Jungle wood is not a problem, it's over there. Spruce, I believe we've got some over that way, probably 300 or 400 blocks, so that shouldn't be a major issue. Maybe look at getting a tree farm going down there somewhere. Just go and have a look what this looks like from outside now. And we'll probably call it an episode there, and hopefully the next time you see me on here, you'll see that this tower is considerably larger. Yeah, what do we think? Tree farm down there? Doesn't really work, does it? What about over here this way? Could there be... See, I'm thinking perhaps down on this flat area get some farming going. I'm certainly going to have, obviously the main, as I said, the main gates are going to be there. I'm contemplating having a river gate here which has a path which leads down, strangely enough, to the river. We could have a sally port of some description out of this side that takes us down to the farming area down there. That's something to consider, but if you've got any ideas on that, let me know. And yeah, we've got to obviously fill in this underground lake and do a few other bits and pieces. So until next time, have a good time, and I'll hope you enjoyed it all. See you soon. Bye.